What is the scariest video on the internet? U/Pizdek Unicorn responded. I've seen a lot of torture and execution videos. I think the worst one I ever saw was a cartel killing of a guy whose face they'd skinned completely. They were stabbing and slashing his face and his tongue repeatedly with a box cutter. I think they eventually beheaded him. Some of the ISIS propaganda can be really bad, too. U/Mel Ano responded. 3 guys 1 hammer really fucked me up. I think about that man quite often. They beat a guy in the face with a hammer, stabbed his eyes with a screwdriver. I think they stabbed or pulled his intestines out. Talking about how he was still alive. I can't. I wish I could unwatch it. I never watch stuff like that, but for some reason I did. I watched the whole thing. Now I won't sleep tonight. U/Stitchmidder 2 responded. I saw a video on a gore site of a cartel murder. A teenage boy and his father. Not sure if the father was a rival gang member, a cop, or what. But the cartels have them both tied up. They saw the head off the dad while his teen son watches. Then they proceed to beat the son, cut all the skin off his chest, carve into his chest and pull out a lung so it's hanging out of his body, and then rip his beating heart out and stab through it with the knife. The son is alive and completely aware through all of this. Really fucked up how this world can be and that cartels are so close or even within my country. Cartels don't give a flying fuck. They will kill you in the slowest, most gruesome way and film it and laugh. U/the 90-second responded. The Ukrainian airshow disaster video, which is somehow on YouTube, is pretty bad. People smeared all over the runway by a crashing jet fighter. There's also a video out there somewhere of a mother calling 911 because her kid was on fire. She thought she had put him out, but he was still burning and screaming for help in the background because the flames were invisible. U/Ilakejalapino Ketos responded. The Columbine shooters were quite interested in making videos, many of which are available online. One of them is called Hitmen for Hire, where the 2 shooters play hitmen hired to take out bullies. They even filmed in the school. If it weren't for the attack, I wouldn't consider this video scary. The acting is terrible, and it's very poorly made. It was a major red flag that authorities missed. ETA, if anybody wants to see it, here it is. U/Deleted responded. Mine is really stupid and not that scary when put into perspective, but it scared me to death at a time. This was before 2011, when Nintendo hadn't launched its 3D console yet, so I wasn't older than 7. If I remember well, many films were advertised as 3D at a time, and I wanted to see if they were going to make a Nintendo with 3D, because that sounded pretty cool. So I went into YouTube and searched for an ad about it. Instead I got a video, in Spanish, with the scary loquendo voice talking about some creepypasta. I don't remember much, but I think it was about a deleted 3D game in first person, where the player was Mario, and had to look for Princess Peach. But instead of finding her he found an NPC with half his face burnt. There was a very badly edited image of that, too. I slept with the light on for weeks after that. I have tried to find the video all those years and haven't found it. I'd really like to re-see it because I know I'd laugh at how stupid it is now, and make fun of past me for being scared of that. U/Rotting Sextoy responded. That video blank room soup of the mascots comes to mind. Soup, or whatever. It never really spooked me because the urban legend was stupid. They killed the dude's wife and starved him to the point where he ate soup made from his dead wife. Like, get real. But then apparently the mascot suits were actually stolen from the original creator. They were like some kid show thing, and no perp was ever found and the suits are still missing. So whoever did make the video did commit at least one crime. It kind of gives legitimacy to the video being something nefarious. U/Hot Potato with Cheese responded. I'm throwing in my vote for the 9/11 calls. The one that comes to mind is the man who's talking to the operator and screams, "Oh God," as the building falls in the background. Also the station nightclub fire that killed 100 people. It spread across the whole building in the matter of a few minutes, and you can see people getting crushed by doorways as everyone is trying to escape. Then at the end it is silence. One of the most soul-crushing videos I've ever seen. U/Deleted responded. Still saying Mr. Hands because you literally watch someone meet the moment they died in one of the worst ways possible. The groans, the visuals, the story of his shame not telling anyone his colon was destroyed by a giant horse dick because he had a high-paying engineer job at Honeywell. Thanks Broad City for bringing that one back into my memory space. Fuck. You/Jupiter's Dangle responded. Can't seem to find it anymore, but it was a group of guys looking at this lady, demonic face in then woods. Apparently she was possessed and the men were part of a satanic ritual from what I was told. Her face was so frightening because it looked legit. Still give me shivers thinking about it. You/Deleted responded. Once I received a Discord invite to an Anarchy server. Absolutely no rules, so there were people posting horrible things there that left me scarred with memories of the true horrors of the world. Also videos in the server included hate speech, child porn, videos of animals being tortured, including a dog being skinned alive, necrophilia, people raping animals, execution videos, mutilation, shooting people, child abuse, throwing a kid on the floor and breaking its bones, hanging gay and black people, and the list goes on. You/the_Duke28 responded. I don't remember their names and it's more a recording than a video, but there was this strange person that invited young adults to his property to hang out with him. One day, a girl and her cousin broke into his house while he was waiting in his basement. Apparently this guy put a sound recording system into his home to record everything in case of a break-in. He also has cameras set up, but they only filmed the outside of the house. Anyway, as soon as they entered his basement, he shot them to death. You can hear one shot where her cousin gets hit and apparently instantly dies. The girl lets out a really distressed, sad, calm, "Oh my god," then another shot where she gets hit, and I think a third shot that killed her, execution style. After that you can hear this guy's voice, how good he feels about killing them, and so on, really disturbing. Fucked me up bad. They made a mistake, of course, but they were just stupid teens. Edit. For all the people messaging me, I know he didn't invite them that day they died, but as far as I know he was known to invite young folks to his house from time to time. Sorry if my spelling is kinda confusing. English isn't my main language. You/Circle responded. I went through this gore phase where I would watch literally hours of every gross video you can imagine, but the one that scared me the most that I think about all the time was a dude in this ghetto-looking neighborhood who started banging his head into the corner of a wall, like, sharpest brick wall corner. So hard and so persistently when he turned back to the camera it looked like a slice of cake was taken out his forehead. He was trying to kill himself by smashing his face into the wall. You/Jack Kovac responded. This Mexican cartel video, a naked man is covered in blood lying on a concrete floor. His legs, hands, genitals, tongue, eyes and face are cut off. He's still moving around with Paradise City playing in the background. They eventually slice his throat and he dies. The cartel are sick evil people. I was wondering how that guy was still alive and later found out that sometimes, when they torture someone they give them cocaine, so they won't pass out and stay alive. You/Deleted responded. It highly depends son who exactly you ask, but for me, it would have to be one where a man jumps out of a window, and then at the bottom of where he landed, he hit a newborn baby with the mother breaking down with the infant in her arms. It may not be creepy or scary, but it really affected me. A person who has considered and wants to be a parent in the future. You/Deleted. Oh, I've got a bad one. The father of a family calling 911 as their car barreled down a highway, unable to decelerate. They couldn't do anything as soon as they saw the end of highway intersection. The father says, "Pray," then there's a scream, a crash, and the call ends. The car smashed into the rear of another car, flew off the road, and burst into flames. Nobody survived. The other driver was okay. It turns out that the accelerator got stuck under the mat, and that there was an issue with sticky mats for this particular car. The audio. You/Xgame0 very responded. The two guys one hammer video. I'm not sure if it's still on the internet or not, but it's definitely the most horrific thing I've ever seen. Basically these two Russian men kidnap this guy, take him out to the woods and start torturing him. Driving a screwdriver into his abdomen and swirling it around, doing the same thing to his eyeballs and so much more. What's even worse is the guy is alive through it all because you can hear his curdled, labored breathing. The men were arrested like years later, and you come to find out the guy they kidnapped had a family, and was just diagnosed with terminal cancer. Absolutely horrific video I too never watch again, but the images will haunt me the rest of my life. Kazmazbaz responded. The George Floyd video scared the crap out of me as a non-American. Think about it, for 10 minutes a man is slowly killed by a policeman and his colleagues while dozens of people watched it. What was going through the police officers' minds? What was going through people in the crowd? What does it say about the psychology of the people watching? I'd like to think I would barge in and just force Chauvan to let him go. But would I have? Sorry to bring something up so recent, but it scares me what it says about human psychology. Professional tax 936 responded. Not necessarily scary, but I watched the video of that railing in that school break and those kids fall to their death. That was the first time I have ever seen a dead body just lying on the floor like 5 stories down. After watching it I had trouble sleeping. I honestly can't believe that was even on YouTube. It was literally someone falling to their death. Coffee to death responded. The one that got me the most was a cartel execution. They chopped up 4 or 5 women family members of some guy that pissed them off, and was in hiding I think. Chopped them up limb by fucking limb, and the abuela was crying the whole time. The youngest looked barely 16 years old. Saw that 10 years ago, and it still sticks with me. Really emphasized that one moment we are a living breathing organism, but we could easily be turned to a pile of lifeless meat within seconds. Fuck the cartels. Kelowana responded. Back in the 90s, internet in its baby shoes still. There was this website, rotten.com, that showed lots of bad stuff. I mean, it's 20 plus years since, but I still remember, and hear, the screams of pigs being torched alive. By scientists, so they can get realistically burn wounds to experiment with. Another over a dog burning alive in a house, caught inside and the window had bars. There was also photos, like from a motorcycle biker, who had an accident. Everything from his nose down was just gone and a bloody mess. Jaw, teeth, tongue, all gone and he was awake and aware. Looking into the lens. Verona 1814 responded. I have seen a lot of murder videos on the internet, and I highly recommend people don't search for any of these, I am serious. 1. A Russian man clearly high on angel dust or meth eats his own child's heart. 2. ISIS video celebrating a Muslim holiday Eid al-Adha, where multiple spies are hung upside down and slaughtered. 3. Video of cartel cutting out and eating heart of rival gang member. Serafel responded. I wouldn't say this is the scariest video on the internet, but it is to me since I avoid watching extremely graphic stuff. It's surveillance video of this lady with her kid in her arms, going up an escalator. At the top, the metal part covering the internal mechanism falls away, and this lady falls in. She holds her kid up to a nearby bystander, and you can see her panicking. Then she gets sucked in and she's just gone. And this person is standing there, holding her baby. I still hate escalators. I wish I didn't watch it. It was randomly linked to me, I don't remember by who. But it looks innocuous and it all happens in like 3 seconds. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this one.